You can't fold laundry in silence, can you? Or wash the dishes, or drive to the store, or even eat a sandwich alone. The exact moment your hands are busy, but your mind is free, you instinctively reach for your phone. You need a podcast, a YouTube video, a Twitch stream, or a Spotify playlist.
You probably tell yourself you're just being productive, maximizing your time by multitasking. But modern psychology calls it something else entirely. It is an avoidance tactic, a digital sedative.
We are using a constant, unending drip of background media, not because we are desperately curious about the world, but because we are terrified of the alternative. Think about it. What happens when your battery dies or the room goes entirely quiet?
Why does the sudden absence of noise feel almost like a physical threat? It's not just boredom. It is a profound, creeping discomfort. It is easy to blame modern technology, to write this off as a byproduct of the algorithm, but it's not a new problem.
Over 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosopher Seneca observed the exact same affliction in the wealthy elite of Rome. He watched politicians and aristocrats endlessly travel from city to countryside, fleeing their grand mansions for coastal villas, frantically hoping a change of scenery would cure their internal unrest. Seneca diagnosed them perfectly. He wrote, "You are running away in your own company. Your burden clings to you."
The Romans used relentless travel and lavish banquets to escape themselves. We use AirPods and true crime podcasts. The medium has evolved, but the desperate urge to escape our own unmediated thoughts remains exactly the same.
So, what exactly is the mind doing when the noise stops that terrifies us so much? Let's look at the psychological withdrawal. When you pull the headphones out, your brain doesn't just gracefully rest, it immediately begins processing the heavy backlog of your life. All the unresolved anxieties, the micro-regrets from yesterday's conversations, the lingering doubts about your career or relationship, they all rush the stage at once. We aren't actually afraid of silence. We are afraid of the raw, unedited version of ourselves that lives inside that silence.
We use background noise as an acoustic shield, a bodyguard to keep our own thoughts at a distance. But by doing this, we become entirely alienated from ourselves. But here is the liberating truth. That intense discomfort you feel in the first few minutes of quiet isn't a permanent state. It is simply the friction of withdrawal. If you can sit through that initial uncomfortable spike of anxiety, the mental sediment eventually settles. The muddy water becomes clear. You just have to outlast the panic.
So how do we actually do this? You don't need a miserable 30-day dopamine detox or a silent monk's retreat. You need a graduated Stoic framework to build endurance for your own company. Step 1 is micro-exposure. Tomorrow, choose one menial task, making your morning coffee or a 5-minute drive, and do it in total silence.
Step 2. Interrogate the noise. Before you automatically hit play while loading the dishwasher, pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself, am I seeking knowledge right now, or am I seeking an anesthetic? Just the act of noticing your true motive strips the habit of its unconscious power over you.
Step 3. Befriend the inner roommate. When those uncomfortable thoughts finally surface in the quiet, do not push them away. Welcome them. Process them. Once you stop running from your own mind, silence stops feeling like a prison and becomes a sanctuary. Which daily task are you going to try doing in silence today? Let me know in the comments below.